Now we in there. In there like swimwear, man. Anyway, how y'all doing? I got about an hour. Since they say, man, you need to talk a little bit more about the guys. You do all these videos, all these shorts, but man, do a live. All right. Y'all want to talk about the guys? Let's talk about the guys. I got 1 hour. After an hour, I'm up and away. I'm up out of here. Now, first, let me just point this out, man. I got a lot I'm going to cover in this hour, but we might as well just jump right into this right here. Now, Zuffa got a big fight card coming up. I talked a lot about it yesterday. And De Los Santos, Valenzuela, Omar Trinidad, Jerwin and Cajas, Kane Sandoval, and Brandon Lee. I talked a lot about De Los Santos and Valenzuela. I ain't going to waste my time on that today, but Kane Sandoval and Brandon Lee. Now, that's an interesting fight to me. Then we're going to talk about Jerron. We're going to talk about Claressa. There's a whole lot to talk about. But I'm going to just jump to it, right? Now, let me just tell you this. Brandon Lee, look, this is an excellent crossroad fight. He's been out for a minute. Now he's back. He's long been viewed as one of boxing's most talented prospects. Seen to have some ups and downs in his career, but he's back, but there are still questionings surrounding whether he can defeat elite-level competition. And that's why they paired him up with Kane Sandoval, because he represents exactly the type of opponent that'll answer those questions. Now, many fans love this matchup because somebody's momentum is going to continue while someone else takes a major step backwards. One thing that I think is interesting is that a fan said that they think Brandon Lee wins because he's half Korean and half Mexican, and when you bring together those two cultures, you get a monster in the ring. Now, I'll say this. I don't know what fuck that has to do with anything, but I think you're going to see speed versus pressure, youth versus opportunity, and I think both men know this victory could completely change their careers. Then you got Edgar Berlanga versus Butler, who are going to be fighting, man, not on the same card, but he's going to be scrapping. Now, Edgar Berlanga is back. He's out here making noise as usual. But does Edgar Berlanga belong with boxing's elite? Like, that's my question. Does Edgar Berlanga belong with boxing's elite? I'll tell you this. He still has power. That's his biggest weapon. But I just got to question whether Berlanga has enough left, if he has enough technically. You know what I mean? Because the fight I want to see is Edgar Berlanga against Demetrius Andre. That's what I want to see. Don't mean I'm going to get it. But if Andre goes to Zuffa, at 168, that's the fight to make, unless Berlanga decides to go up to 175. And maybe, lightning will strike him in the ass, like it did for Canelo, and maybe he gets a Benavidez fight. I don't know. But the question about Berlanga is whether he wins. You know what I mean? Will he win? But also, if he wins, does he dominate? Does he score another knockout? Can he continue building towards another championship opportunity? I don't know. We just got to wait and see. But we know he can talk the talk, but he's proven that when it came time to walk the walk, as the level of competition increased, he hasn't done all that well. But no matter what, with Edgar Berlanga in the fight, you got to expect fireworks when he gets in the ring. Whether he gets knocked out or he knocks somebody else out, or he gets dropped or he drops somebody, someone's going to go down in the Edgar Berlanga fight. Let me fix something real quick as I sit here running my mouth. Let me do this real quick. What's up, Blue Jay? I'm just fixing my screen real quick while I got this stuff jumping all over the damn place. What's up, B-Asia? I'm talking boxing. So if y'all here for the nightly stuff, I'm not really doing that right now, but I'll probably touch on a little bit. But this ain't what I do at night. This is right here, the hardcore boxing fans. And that's what I'm talking right now. I'm just fixing my screen, but I'm glad to see y'all in here listening. Let me scroll back down here where I was at. Okay. Now, so that's Edgar Berlanga. He's going to put on fireworks every time he gets in the ring. Now, Richardson Hitchins. He and Berlanga, man, obviously they went to Zuffa and got a deal together. But he's out here staying busy on social media, talking shit to any and everybody. He must wake up in the morning. He don't even brush his teeth. He just goes straight to the goddamn his phone or computer and start talking shit. But he's climbing towards becoming one of boxing, I think he can become a big star because he can box. He's technically sound. He talks the talk. His style isn't always flashy, but he's not reckless. But Richardson Hitchins can fight, man. He's disciplined, he's technical, he's patient. The dude can fight, man. You gotta give him credit. Power-wise, I think power's in his speed and his technical ability. But when he gets in there against Zayas, I expect Hitchins to box intelligently while gradually breaking his opponent down. Now, there are a lot of people who believe that Hitchins may be one of the weaker links. I don't see it that way. I like Hitchins. I don't know why they talk crazy about him. You know what I'm saying? I like Hitchins. But I expect him to box intelligently and put on a dominant victory. And it's going to put him in position for even bigger championship opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know, B. What's up, Lady London? How you doing? Yeah, Blue Jay. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Now, one fight in particular that I'm just getting annoyed with, they just won't make it. David Benavidez and Jai Opetaia. David Benavidez went on record. And I ain't making this up. This man said 2 years until he fights Jai Opetaia. What are we talking about? How about this, David Benavidez? Hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. I couldn't believe it when I saw the video. Jai Opetaia with Zuffa. That complicates things. Realistically, I see myself fighting him in 2 years. 2026, 2027, 2028. That's when you want to get in there with the Osmoan? Man, get out of here with that bullshit, man. But it got people talking, but I feel David Benavidez putting duck sauce on the fried rice. That's just how I feel. How you don't want to make that fight immediately? You know what I'm saying? Some fans don't understand. Hood Champion doesn't understand. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? No comprende. I got to say it in Spanish. I don't know. Yo no sé. It's ridiculous, man, to have David Benavidez out here talking about how he ain't going to fight Jai Opetaia. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Mr. Finesse? He got to fight Jai Opetaia. You know, I don't understand what he's doing, but I can tell you what, you can tell the secret society's trying to get him to get all them damn belts. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's really going on. They setting him up to become undisputed at cruiserweight. Then he'll have a lot more leverage and face Jai. But the reality is, Jai Opetaia is the big dog. You know what I'm saying? Jai Opetaia is the big dog at cruiserweight. So no matter what they say, no matter what they try to do, David Benavidez can't come out here and become undisputed and think all of a sudden that he's the big dog at cruiserweight. That's not going to fly. But supporters will argue that promotional obligations and long-term planning matter. And I understand it's boxing. That shit does come up. But the critics are going to argue that boxing has already seen too many dream fights delayed till they lost some of their excitement. Same thing right here. I'm doing a video about this, not right now. And I see Deontay Wilder's name popping up. And I see AJ's name popping up and Fury's name popping up. And how Deontay Wilder could be fighting Bacoli on the undercard of Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. And I looked at that and I said, you know what, man? I mean, that's cool and shit, but when we wanted to see Tyson Fury, AJ, and Wilder, all three mix it up, we didn't get that. You wanted to see Lennox Lewis go out there and fight Riddick Bowe. We didn't get that. So in my opinion, man, don't sit there, man, and delay and prolong anything. Fuck that. Make the fight. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see these big name fighters, miss out on the opportunities to fight while the match is ripe. You lose the excitement. It loses the momentum. Fans still remember, man, how long it took for Mayweather and Pacquiao to fight. And I just mentioned Joshua and Wilder, and speaking of that, I'm going to talk about Mayweather too. Mayweather up shit creek with no paddle, isn't he? But many believe that when it comes to Benavidez and Opetaia, that fight right there, that shit's going to be an ultimate mashup crash-up. The sooner is better than the later. While both men are close to their physical primes, and nobody's lost, just make the damn fight. Now, Eddie Hearn and Dana White, they got a lot to do with fights going on and a lot of the bullshit in boxing, whether it makes us happy or sad. What's up, Adari? They got a lot to do with that. You know what I'm saying? The rivalry between promoters appear to be heating up. Johnny Fisher,
Unknown caller.
Calling me. Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Oh, hello. Hey, I talked to you I guess it was a couple of months back. I was telling you that I had met Muhammad Ali years and years ago.
Okay.
I'm calling on tonight because I feel that Claressa Shields is, as I said before when I called your show, she's a mimic, even to what she was wearing on the thing where she was talking about the upcoming fight on the 15th. That was something that I saw posted earlier on someone else's page, and she mimicked it and put it on. I think that mentally, she needs to be assessed. I'm a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse since 1982. I've seen a lot of patients. I'm from New York, and I've seen people in her position. She is the product of where she came from. She's the product of her environment.
Yeah. Hey, can you call back at 9 o'clock when we go live and talk about this?
I'm in California, so is it?
What is it? 3:43 where you at?
Right now it's 4:45.
All right. How about when I go live tonight? I'll just call you. That way you can just come on and talk about what you want to talk about. Because right now I'm not even talking about that right now. But tonight at 9 I will be.
Oh, you're talking about the fight that she's trying to promote with this woman.
No, at 9 o'clock you could talk about whatever you want. Right now I'm talking about men's boxing.
Oh, okay. So what would you like me to do? Because it's the time difference. That's the problem. I'm in Palm Springs. I'm in California.
Yeah, you're 2 hours behind me. So when I go live, I'll just call you. And be like, hey, it's Hood Champion. You know, sorry to end the call early. Go ahead and pick up.
That's right. I appreciate that. That'll work. Yeah. I'll be here.
No, I got you. You'll be the first one to call. I'll call you. You'll be the first one to go live.
Okay, I'm nominee. Okay, and I say upside down Empress, but my name is Nominee. But for your viewers, I'm just upside down Empress.
Okay,
I'm a Pisces, so I go up and down. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. You have said more things to me, personally, that I don't think the people. You said something about putting salt in the corners. I grew up with that kind of thinking. You said something else at one juncture on your show. And I said, was this young man raised by my people? Because we're Geechees. It's a whole long situation. And we got a whole crew up in our situation there. But it's just funny. You said quite a few things that I don't think people. You said it so fast. You said, and you better go on something about the salt in the corners, and I'm like, oh, what did he say? And then he said something else. Call me. I'll be there. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye, sugar.
All right. Bye. All right, I'm turning the phone off. See, that's why I don't come in my office, because let me turn this shit off right now. We out here cooking. We ain't talking about none of that shit right now. We'll talk about it tonight, but not right now. Let me turn this thing off. Yeah, it's off now. Good. Now, like I was saying, man, talking about the drama going on in boxing, man. Eddie Hearn, Dana White. A lot of crap we've seen going on with Opetaia and Benavidez. They have something to do with that. But I'll tell you this, man. Conor Ben jumped ship on Eddie Hearn, didn't he? Went over there to Zuffa. Now they pulled, what's up, Queen T? What's up, OG? Now they pulled Johnny Fisher. And Eddie Hearn, he was butthurt. And, he should be. These are guys who he thought would show more loyalty, but what you gonna do when they're giving these guys 7 times more money than what you're gonna give them to fight in an 8-round fight? You know what I'm saying? Against a tomato can. So Eddie Hearn doesn't have a leg to stand on. And now with Johnny Fisher's departure, many believe Eddie Hearn, he's frustrated by Zuffa's boxing aggressive approach, but he can't do nothing about it. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If Zuffa continues offering significantly larger guarantees, boxing could experience one of its biggest promotional shifts in decades. And there's nothing they could do about it unless Turki Al-Sheikh, it sounds like he may have some health issues. If they don't have anyone to succeed him, if, the unfortunate were to happen, and the Saudis just pull out of boxing, then you're going to see boxing going to totally fall apart because everyone's depending on Turki Al-Sheikh and that Saudi Wu-Tang Cream, cha-ching-ching, to sit here, man, and carry the sport forward. But I'm just telling you this, man. Promoters, this whole thing with the competition and promoters and who's benefiting and if the fighters' purses increase, I'll just say this. I worry it could divide championships and make certain fights more difficult to arrange, just like Jai Opetaia and David Benavidez, like what we're talking about. Now, Dana White. Watch this shit, how it plays out. Dana White is going to promote Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. You know how I know that? Because when Turkey's in the house, every day is Thanksgiving. Turkey Al-Sheikh's involved. And then Eddie Hearn went over there on a damn talk show today talking about he knows when to basically be a peon. Sit back and just go with the flow. But he talked about if the money's right. So Eddie Hearn don't care about promoting nobody. Eddie Hearn's like, cool, you take all the financial risk, you want to put all the money up, but you still going to put money in my pocket and I don't have to do nothing? Well, go ahead. Eddie Hearn don't care. That's why Eddie Hearn's only going to go so far with the bullshit, because as long as the Saudis are paying for everything, Eddie Hearn's cool with that. And that's what he said on that talk show. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's the gist of the shit. And I was just shaking my head like, Eddie Hearn don't give a goddamn. As long as he getting some free money out here, he might as well go get some government cheese and powdered milk too. That motherfucker ain't got nothing. He ain't got no problem with getting nothing free. You know what I'm saying? But can you blame him? But I'll tell you this. Dana White understands spectacle. He understands drama. He understands shit talk. He understands marketing. Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury is already one of the biggest fights imaginable. Yeah, this shit is, they're both beyond their prime. They got young stallions out there, man, who probably deserve maybe more attention based on what they bring to the fight right now, based on their ability, their conditioning, the not so much wear and tear. But at the end of the day, they don't have the name recognition of an Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and even old Deontay Wilder and shit. You know what I'm saying? He don't even shot Bomb Squad the same. Like, Bomb Squad, like his shit done fizzled out a little bit. But that name, you know what I mean, still makes noise. But when you add a guy like Dana White to the promotion of an Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, Hood, you're speaking the truth. Yeah, I appreciate it, Adari. When you add a guy like Dana White to the promotional event when it comes to Joshua and Tyson Fury, this shit's just unimaginable about what direction it's going to go, because it's going to increase the worldwide attention. You know what I'm saying? Now, for those saying nothing's official, I'm telling you, Hood Champion, I'm reporting the shit first. That shit's official, man. But fans are going to continue discussing what the event could become. And you know why I say it's official? Because Eddie Hearn already said it. Once the money's right, I'm cool. And you know the money's going to be right. Now, something that y'all didn't know. Xander Zayas and Jaron Boots Ennis, they're about to fight. You know what I'm saying? Now, y'all know about that. But y'all probably didn't know that they're looking to do some big shit out there in New York. You know what I'm saying? The word on the street is Jay-Z could be out here performing at the event. It's my little man right there. You know what I mean? For shizzle my nizzle. Yo, Jay-Z could be performing for Boots and Zayas. Now, I'm telling you this shit right now. If they can pull that off, Lord have mercy. Claressa and her shit she got going on in Atlanta talking about T.I. could be performing. Man, that's cool. I like T.I., all that shit. But that don't compare to having Jay-Z perform. Now, would Jay-Z do it? I don't know, but that's the rumor. Jay-Z's supposed to be performing at the Boots Zayas fight. Now, I'm just sitting here like, damn, that shit will elevate everything in boxing. But it makes me beg another question. Is boxing and hip-hop, has it always been an inextricable connection between the two worlds? I say yes. But I tell you this, if Jaron Boots Ennis has Jay-Z, I don't know if he's performing or walking him out, I don't know. But that's the word on the street. But if he can have Jay-Z walk him out, or even if Jay-Z just performs and he can knock out Xander Zayas there in Brooklyn, shit. Is it Madison Square Garden? Anyway, in fucking New York. I'm telling you, man, he is going to become one of boxing's next crossover stars. So Jaron Boots Ennis is up and away. He just got to do the business. And I'm telling you right now, adding Jay-Z would help create the atmosphere similar to major championship events that attract both sports fans and entertainment audiences. That's the shit you want to see. I remember back in the day, you see Will Smith in the crowd, Denzel Washington in the crowd, Jack Nicholson in the crowd, Nicolas Cage in the crowd, back when HBO was running shit. You see everybody in the crowd. You already see it like that now, because we're in a different era. We're in this, I don't understand this era. It's fucking Twitter and social media bullshit. I like it back in the day when everybody was chill. An A-lister could come there and just chill out. Nobody stress them, you know what I mean? Now everybody camera, video. I wouldn't want to go to that shit either. But having Jay-Z perform out there, that could give a nice vibe. You know what I mean? That shit could give a real nice vibe. I ain't gonna lie. And the audiences will definitely be entertained. Now, I still got a lot to talk about, but, you know, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this piece because I like to. It's best I put it in the middle and shit. Claressa Shields and her next fight announcement, man, against this Australian. You know, we're going to talk about this until she fights her. But this is not all. The rest of the show is not about Claressa, but I just want to throw this out here. She's fighting the chick, 42 years old. She got some amateur experience, but who gives a shit? You're a pro now. It's like Claressa talking about 2 gold medals. Man, that shit doesn't matter. But I will tell you this, a lot of supporters are looking at the Australian unified champion at 160, and they're pointing to the opponent's championship credentials. And the critics question whether the matchup is competitive enough. But I, as a boxing fan, I can be fair and say she is a unified champion. Okay? They didn't just give her the shit. She had to fight somebody and win. You know what I'm saying? Hood, could you imagine Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury at the White House? Yeah, Tyson Fury was already there for the MMA event. I could see Joshua going there. He gonna go with them. They're gonna do whatever to make the money. But when it comes to this Australian fighter, man, critics are just looking at it and they're scratching their heads. Claressa's supposed to be the big dog. How do we get here? You know what I mean? They're looking at Ennis fighting Zayas. They're like, that's a real fight. Valenzuela fighting De Los Santos, that's a real fight. And they're talking about she comparing herself to Mayweather. Oh, well, somebody said, well, Mayweather fought Adrien Broner at his last fight. First of all, it wasn't his last fight, stupid. But that, how you going to diss Adrien Broner? And how the fuck you comparing this chick, K. Scott, to fucking Adrien Broner? You crazy? Don't even get me started, man. That's why I try not to do these goddamn lives. And I'll start cussing and apologize for the lack of parliamentary procedure and shit. But don't ever compare what Claressa Shields is doing with K. Scott to Mayweather and fucking Adrien Broner. Don't do that. I swear to God, I'll disband my boxing channel. I'll dead this shit. Now, I'm not disrespecting K. Scott. I think she deserves all the credit to be a champion. But don't do that. Don't do that. Now, Chris Cyborg isn't getting the opportunity. Hannah Gabriels isn't getting the opportunity. But I gotta be honest, I understand. I understand Claressa saying, okay, let me just take this as a little knock the rust off type fight at 160 and then fight Lauren Price or maybe Michaela Mayer. Now, when she throws Michaela Mayer's name, well, first, she threw Lauren Price out there for the fight after K. Scott. I understand that because Lauren Price, although she's smaller coming up from 147, but she ain't tied to MVP. But when you talk about Michaela Mayer, hey, hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. Claressa Shields ain't fighting no goddamn Michaela Mayer. Michaela's with MVP. And if, in fact, they do make Claressa and Michaela Mayer, that means Jake Paul, Nikisa, and all them guys have been playing us, man. That means they've been playing us, man. Because I thought she's banned from MVP events. I thought they don't want to work with her. You know, Amanda Serrano comes out here and she takes shots at her, and I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm just saying that's a slap in the fan's face. Now, I don't wish bad on nobody, but I mean, they better not make Michaela Mayer against Claressa Shields. They better not. What's that? So what they think about Alicia Baumgartner then, who had the 5-finger discount put across her face? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, man. But anyway, Chris Cyborg will never get the opportunity. Hannah Gabriels, big blower kiss out there. Catch that where you want, Hannah. She came on last night and we talked. And it just looks like you got women out here who really want to scrap with Claressa. You know what I'm saying? They want to scrap with Claressa. But Claressa and her team want to do something different. And I will say this. I do give Claressa a round of applause for coming down from 225 pounds or whatever she weighs down to 160. That shit ain't easy. Where's she at right now? I don't know. But, I mean, August 15th, you figure right now, I'll do some tabulations and shit. June, we almost in July, August. She got about, man, 45, 50 days or so to cut down from wherever she's at to 160. Somebody like, oh, she's only around 168. Claressa ain't no 168. Stop. That lobster tail alone is 168. But when you put everything else on, she probably close around 200. But she said she dropped 30 pounds in a month one time. And she got a little bit of money. She got nutritionists. She got dietitians. She got smart people, I'm sure, who are around her who can help her get that weight off in 50 days and be looking really good at 160. And this time she won't have to have on no spray abs. You know what I'm saying? she gonna come in there probably looking slim and trim. You know she gonna be a fool with it. Claressa get down to 160, she may come to the weigh-in butt naked. You know what I'm saying? She may come there bucket naked, asshole out and everything. I'm just saying, you know, she a fool with it. You know, on Instagram, she got a picture out there that I think she should take down. I ain't gonna get into that. But let Claressa get down to 160. Everybody talking about Baumgartner. She looked like a fitness model. Baumgartner come out there, she might as well be naked. But, oh, she looks so classy and so this. Cool. Claressa get down to 160 and she got some muscles in her butt. What y'all gonna say then? Because I'm telling you, Claressa get down to 160, y'all ain't gonna hear the end of this shit. Claressa gonna act a fool, boy. And I'll be right here laughing my ass off because, hey, although I don't like the attitude, I can respect the goddamn hustle, you know what I'm saying? But goddamn, I'm just waiting. That's what I'm waiting for. Claressa get down to 160. You know she gonna be talking shit, taking all kind of pictures. Y'all might as well brace yourself for that. She what, 5'9" at 160? She gonna be back slim and trim, may have a little volleyball player body. She gonna be a fool with it. But anyway, be a fool. She being a fool with the opponent she fighting. I do think Hannah Gabriels deserves that fight. Yeah, she's been inactive. I get it. I hit up Nikisa today and said, yo, man, why don't y'all work with Hannah Gabriels? I did reach out to him. I mean, I know he knows who I am. It don't mean that he going to be like, oh, I'm going to listen to Hood Champion. No, but he knows who I am. But I'm going to start putting a bit more pressure on them because I do think out of everyone for Claressa Shields to fight, I think Hannah Gabriels is the fight. Shadesha, of course, you know, as long as I hope my girl should get back in there. But Claressa told me this. Now, I ain't making this up. She hit me up. You know she be in them what's that shit called? Burner accounts? She was in a burner account. And she said, look, the plan is for her, because I asked her certain questions. She won't respond to me, but she'll come out and say something when she come into the live. So what Claressa told me, in the burner account, you know what I'm saying? Like a little kid with the sheet on him. Daddy, I'm a ghost. Can you see me? No, son, I don't see you. And you're right there with the fucking skid marks in your drawers. I know it's you, son. Get the fuck out of here. But Claressa said the plan is to come down to 160, fight K. Scott. You know, just kind of knock the ring rust off and everything. And then after that, she'll fight either Lauren Price, Michaela Mayer, or she said, if Shadesha Green is back fighting at the end of the year, then she'll fight her. But she didn't say nothing about Hannah Gabriels. But she did say that. She said that today. So I was like, okay, so Claressa, she hasn't totally ruled out fighting Shadesha. But she also understands, you know, how much credit am I going to get if I fight her? Now, if I lose, you know, but Claressa don't think that way. But if she wins, what are people going to say? And I understand. But my thing is, then just fight Hannah Gabriels. No matter what, Claressa, people are going to have something to say about you. So just fight Hannah Gabriels. You know what I'm saying? Says, I'm going to find what I'm looking for. I hear that, man. So we'll see what's going on. I think those remain intriguing possibilities. Claressa fighting Hannah Gabriels, Chris Cyborg, who's back over there to the PFL in the MMA world because she can't get the Claressa fight. I still don't know why Claressa ain't fight her. $2 million. I'm sure she could have got $3 million. We're going to find out how much she's going to make for K. Scott. They're fighting in Atlanta. A lot of that information becomes available to the public. I'm sure somebody going to pull and find out what she got paid. But if she getting paid less than $2 million, especially if she getting paid like $1 million, when Cyborg offered her $2 million, you got to ask the question, why? Why not just take the Cyborg money? I mean, even I really don't understand that. Now, anyway, moving along. Chris Eubank Jr. He's talking about still fighting, man. He was just out there, I think, Nigeria, eating jollof rice and shit. You know what I'm saying? That man out there eating, you know, wild meat and shit like that. But he talking about he going to keep fighting, man. But a lot of people have expressed concern about Chris Eubank Jr.'s future after the physically demanding fights with Conor Benn, where he cut weight. Man was weight drained. He looked small. His body was small. His head was the size of a desert rat. He looked crazy and shit. Them weight cuts, the punishment absorbed during the fights, all long-term health common topics whenever veteran fighters continue competing and people are saying, hey, this dude is just 1 or 2 shots away from becoming really punchy and possibly having permanent damage. But I tell you what, ultimately, he's going to do what he thinks is best for him. But he should listen to his medical team, determine what's best for his career, think about them twin boys he has now, and maybe he needs to be up and away and go chill and just retire and live out there in Dubai and just breathe, man, and stop bullshitting. Then he got Shaw Metcalf, man. Shaw Metcalf is a fighter. I know she's close with Claressa Shields. The ladies, the female fighters getting harassed because Shaw Metcalf came out here blasting, you know what I'm saying? So I thought Green was with MVP. Yeah, well, she is with MVP. But Shaw Metcalf came out here and she was saying, look, this online abuse, man, you know, men out here trolling women, harassing women who haven't done nothing. That doesn't warrant that kind of treatment. And when she came out here and said this, I hit her up and I was like, yo, Shaw, somebody harassing you? And she was just like, you know, she just rolled with the punches. But I don't know now I understand people harassing Claressa. I ain't saying nothing's right or wrong, just like her harassing the shit out of people. But for Shaw Metcalf, I'm like, what has she done? Because I don't know what she's done to deserve anyone to harass her. I know she's involved in the community, man. You know, she's doing positive things. So I don't know why, but I'll tell you what, this is the internet, this is social media, and, you know, fans will criticize athletes for not only their performances, you know, on personal level. They'll threaten them, they'll harass them for whatever reason. Like, there doesn't have to be a reason. They just do it. And I do think they can go too far regardless of who the athlete is, but I was just curious to know, like, who the hell, why would somebody mess with her? She always been cool to me, man, and me and her got a good relationship. I don't know, but I tell you what, Floyd Mayweather, what the fuck is going on with Floyd Mayweather? You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather, man, that dude's empire is crumbling. You know what I'm saying? It's like the IRS and Al Heyman and Leonard Ellaby. It's like the big bad wolf huffing and puffing and Floyd living out there in a grass house, a house made of wood. That shit ain't made of brick no more. You know what I mean? This shit vinyl siding. Several reported exhibitions about Floyd have all been canceled. The one in Greece supposed to be canceled this weekend. One with Mike Tyson was canceled. The shit with Manny Pacquiao sound like that may be canceled, but it's barely hanging on. Nothing's materialized. Make you wonder, what the hell happened to Floyd Mayweather? What happened to Money May? I make smart investments. Like I said before. What happened to Floyd? This man writing $200,000 checks for a big fancy watch? Knowing he ain't had the money to cover the check, it bounced. Now he up on felony charges and shit. I tell you what, man, you got to question the future of Floyd's exhibition business because he was out here doing things, big things and shit. Now Floyd just can't get a fight. Then you got this thing. I might as well play this for you. Leonard Ellaby and Al Heyman is supposed to be recording. They're talking about killing Floyd Mayweather. Y'all heard that shit? Let me play it for you. I ain't making that up. Y'all know I don't be making up shit over here for no clicks and views. It's floating around. I'm about to play it for you right now. Yeah, they're talking about killing Floyd Mayweather. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, it ain't never that serious, you know what I mean? You want to come and kill the man and shit. Okay, right here. Let me play this for you. Just listen, right? You gotta listen. It's a little bit hard to, well, you can hear it, but it's, I don't know, the quality is a little bit choppy. But I'm about to play this for you. Yeah, they're talking about killing the man and shit. Here it is right here. I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, well, you know, it's okay. You just worry about your family and you worry about yourself. Me and you stay close together. And we're going to put his ass in the ground. You'll see.
They said right there, me and you stay close together and we're going to put his ass in the ground. Listen to this whole, it's 1 minute long. They said they're going to put his ass in the ground. That is not good. Play it again. I'm going to play the whole, it's 1 minute. I'm going to play it.
I told you I was just pissed. I didn't like, well, you know, it's okay. You just worry about your family and you worry about yourself. Me and you stay close together. And we're going to put his ass in the ground. You'll see. Yeah, because like I said, that just pissed me off. He owns fucking PBC. Yeah, well, you know, you've been saying that for me. You've been saying that. You don't own another fucking thing. You own yourself. Yeah. It's up here. Don't you want to I bought you millions of dollars. Don't worry about that. He's got to build a biotech to put your name and have money for. I got us covered, man. You just do your thing. Me and you are covered. Okay. Yeah, okay, partner. We get to work tomorrow on the other thing. Yeah, and your stuff's already in. Your money be in your bank before you leave. Okay. Thank you, brother. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? These people talking about this, he'll put his little ass in the ground. That is crazy. Now, again, this is floating around on the internet. But it makes you wonder, how did Floyd Mayweather get to this point? You know what I'm saying? Damn. Put him in the ground. Now, see, so once I saw that today, I said, that makes sense. That to me, trying to stitch things together. Now, I don't know. This is me just playing Detective Oso and shit. That explains to me why Floyd's, his big exhibitions are falling apart. The exhibition business is crumbling. Because obviously there's people out there. I've been joking about the secret society for years. People used to think I'd be joking. I'll be joking about that shit. Key decision makers behind the scenes that y'all never see. They're the puppet masters pulling strings. Just like they pull them strings to get Floyd all those opportunities to make all that money. Now they pulling strings, man, to blacklist his ass, blackball him. And they talking about putting his little ass in the ground. That's crazy. So, you know, if it's just a slang, a language for just like, hey, we're going to derail him to where he can't make money, or they really want to, you know, unalive the dude. I don't know. But that's crazy to me that Leonard Ellaby and Al Heyman, you know, sound to me like they don't have good intentions towards Floyd Mayweather. But hey, you know, good luck to Floyd. No matter what, when it comes to these cancellations with these exhibitions, whether it's negotiations, boxing logistics, being blocked, scheduling, I don't know. I just know there's a very broad decline when it comes to Floyd Mayweather, and it ain't looking good. How awful would that be to see Floyd, Mr. $1 billion man, end up out here in the goddamn line with Hood Champion getting powdered milk and government cheese? Blew $1 billion. If that's the case, how ridiculous that would be. But at the same time, there are a lot of fans that are going to continue waiting to see what Floyd's next move is going to be. Just like people are watching to see what's going to be the next move with Adrien Broner and Dean the Great. Now, I don't watch none of this bullshit because y'all know I don't be on the internet like that. But I do know that Floyd and Dean have hooked up, and when I do get on here at night and after I do my lives and I'll be on IG or something, I will see little clips. And I thought Broner and Dean the Great had something good going. I was like, you know, they kind of out there, the language and the way they behave. But, you know, this young people shit. And people like watching it. And some of that shit is funny to me, you know, because Adrien Broner's a boxer. I'll watch it. But I'll tell you what, I think that relationship that they had and how they were so hot is cooling off. Because now they're unfollowing each other. And it could just all be a hustle just out here playing us just to keep people watching, turn the shit into a soap opera. But I think when relationships between fighters and supporters change, opinions quickly divide. And what I'm listening is, and what I'm hearing is a lot of people believe Dean invested significant time trying to help Adrien Broner, who really isn't appreciating the effort and the sacrifices Dean made to kind of help get Adrien Broner out of that trough of depression. But I'll say this, there are others who point out that personal and professional relationships are often more complicated than they appear from the outside. But one thing remains crystal clear, and that's when I'm looking into the Hood Champion crystal ball. I predict fans will still see Broner healthy and successful, regardless of whether his career goes next. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Adrien Broner and Dean the Great, where these guys could be going on to make, you know, probably billions of dollars, because they got something. Them guys could have a movie, they could have a sitcom, they could have a show. Like, there's some real money on the table for these two. But I could see where Adrien Broner's pride and ego and, you know, I was the $1 billion this and that, and I was that, and the boxing and 4 world titles and this, you ain't nothing. I could see already that shit is going to become a point of contention. And as a result, what could possibly, you know, build towards something, you know, very lucrative for the two of them, they ain't going to get there because, again, same bullshit. You know, attitude. And speaking of attitude, so good luck to Broner and Dean the Great. But what the fuck is going on with Caitlyn Clark? Yo, how is Caitlyn Clark allowed to damn near get her neck broke? You know what I'm saying? I was out here just, looking, and I saw that Caitlyn Clark had a damn fist put in her neck, and somebody took their knee and put it into her groin. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Now, I don't know what Caitlyn Clark did to anybody except for being, maybe, the best female basketball player right now. But if she did something I don't know about, y'all got to let me know, because y'all know, one, that ain't boxing, so I don't be watching it. Two, I don't be on the internet like that. But to see Caitlyn Clark getting roughed up, every time I see a clip from Caitlyn Clark, she getting roughed up. I'm like, what does she do? Like, I'm asking y'all right now, what is it that she's doing for, let me see if I can find that clip for you. What is she doing for people to be bullying her like that? Now, I know it's basketball. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But y'all got to help me understand this shit right here. How does this happen? She goes down, watch the girl's fist, right in the neck. Right in the neck. And look, she like, yo, what the hell? Like, how does that happen? I'm just asking y'all, because I don't understand what's going on here. They keep beating the shit out of this girl, you know what I mean? Now, Caitlyn Clark continues generating enormous discussion throughout sports. Some observers believe she receives excessive physical attention from opponents because of her popularity, and some say because she's white. Others disagree, and they view it simply as competitive basketball. But the question involving race, popularity, media coverage, and officiating continue to be debated. But reasonable people often reach different conclusions. And with me, every clip I see is somebody doing something to her. And I ain't gonna lie. If that was Angel Reese, who if they were just basically bullying her and just really mistreating her, like the way they're doing Caitlyn Clark, all hell would have broke loose already. I got to be real with you. All hell would have broke loose. And remember, Hood Champion, I don't care about all this fight the power shit. I'm fair. No one deserves to be treated like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get me to come out here just because I don't know how to think that way. But if they were doing it to Angel Reese, I'd say the same thing. But what they're doing to Caitlyn Clark, I'm like, what are they doing? Like, how is this shit being allowed? I'm for real. I need to know what's going on. So see, this is the thing. Miss Main Event says, you think attitude Caitlyn Clark is getting bullied? What did I just say? I don't be watching that shit. I just see clips. That's what I said. Y'all got to let me know. So don't ask me questions. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch it. I just know every time I see a clip, someone's doing something to her. You know what I mean? So if she's hitting people and doing that to people, y'all got to tell me. Because just from what I'm seeing, remember, I ain't properly informed. I'm just having a conversation. I just know if there was another person having that done to him, that would be an issue. But is she doing something? That's what you got to tell me. I don't know. I don't follow that shit. That ain't boxing. I just know these clips been coming up for months, and I'm like, they're going to kill this girl. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to tell me. Y'all got to tell me what's going on. I don't know. But I will say this, man. She seems to be receiving extraordinary attention. You know what I'm saying? But it looks to me, every time I see a clip, they're doing something to her. And I'm listening. I've heard people talk about it. I have someone who calls me, she follows the boxing shit, but she's a diehard Caitlyn Clark fan. And she calls me and she tells me, that girl is a phenomenal basketball player, but it's because she's white. I'm like, yeah, but she knows I don't watch it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know nothing. But I've seen enough clips now to say, what the hell is going on here? But anyway, enough about that, because that ain't really my lane. I'm just like, damn, they're going to kill this girl. You know what I'm saying? Now, Jerron Boots Ennis fighting this weekend. Jerron Ennis said that goddamn Terrence Crawford is easy work. Now, to that I say, in the most respectful way, Jerron Ennis, you get busy. But to come out and say Terrence Crawford is easy work, I mean, how? Who, what, when, where, why, how? Did he come up with the idea that Terrence Crawford's easy work? I tell you what, he got to be careful now. He's already out here saying, now look, he don't lack no confidence. But they said it about Crawford. I'm like, damn, is he just clout chasing like the young people say? But he said he going to knock Zayas out early. He sent a warning. He was like, fans shouldn't leave their seats because he expects to finish Xander Zayas quickly. And those comments immediately raised expectations. Xander Zayas has heard the criticism. Boots has made his intentions clear. Now both fighters must deliver. This has all the ingredients of one of the year's biggest fights. I just don't know if Boots is going to get in there and do Xander Zayas the way he did Wisma Lima. I just don't see that. I just don't see that. That's just hood champion talking, you know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you this, boxing continues moving at an incredible pace. Promotional battles, heavyweight negotiations, young stars emerging, veterans trying to extend their careers, and championship fights that could reshape multiple divisions, you know what I'm saying? One thing is certain, the second half of boxing calendar is loaded up with must-watch events, starting this weekend with Jerome Boots Ennis. And I'm gonna be live for that too. You know I gotta go live for that shit. Blue Jay says, I hate the race narrative, not the first white baller, won't be the last. It's not because she's white. She gets bullied. I haven't seen her retaliate. She answers on the court. Right. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I just know the clips I see. I'm like, damn, they always beating, like, or hitting this girl or doing something to her. You know what I'm saying? She got to fight back. But I don't watch it. So that's why I don't want to say too much. That's like somebody who don't watch boxing saying something to me. I'm the wrong person because I'm sitting there and poke holes in you all day. So that's why I'm just going to sit there and shut up. Because I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, she better be glad she ain't playing with, what's that crazy one, Draymond or whatever it is. Better be glad ain't no female Draymond out there. Because that dude's ridiculous, man. Anyway, man, y'all keep cool. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, you know what I'm saying, for this hour while I sat here and gave y'all the roll-up. I normally do these in the video and then just post them, but I said, fuck it. I might as well go live, you know what I'm saying? Y'all keep cool. I'll be back on later on tonight. And you know what we gonna do then. As always, man.